Hello, my name is Jenna Mueller, and I am the author of the Fairy Tales as Told by Clementine series. So all of these books are called fractured fairy tales. So that means they're the fairy tales that we all know and love, like Cinderella and Goldilocks and Jack and the Beanstalk, but they're told with a little twist involved. The twist that runs throughout my books is that the narrator is our former rescue dog, Clementine. And Clementine was a really funny dog. She was a dachshund mix, so she had this long body and short little legs. We used to dress her up as a hot dog every year for Halloween because that's kind of what she looked like. But I love dogs. My husband and I have 3 of them. And I just really wanted to write a series of books that featured one of our pets. Growing up, one of my favorite books was called Imogene's Antlers. And it was about this girl who woke up one morning with this giant set of deer antlers on her head. And her parents fussed over her. How do we cover these antlers up? They put hats on her and fancy hair ribbons. They didn't know what to do. But I just loved that story. And I wanted to write books that had a little bit of magic, a little bit of whimsy involved. So I hope that's how fairy tales as told by Clementine feel. So the first book I'm going to read today is called Jack and the Beanstalk. All right. My name's Clementine. You can call me Clem. I'm a dachshund, which means I have a long body and short legs. But I'm no slowpoke. It's a good thing, too, seeing as I once had to outrun a giant. Yes, a giant. You see, it all started with my friend Jack. Little Clementine there. Ever since Jack's mom quit her job to become a professional karaoke singer, the family had been tight on money. I love to karaoke, but only at home, not in public. Jack, I need to ask you a favor, his mom said one sunny afternoon. Ugh, chores, I thought. Jack and I were building a castle in the backyard sandbox. I was digging the moat. She pointed toward Milkshake, their black and white spotted cow. I'm sorry, honey, but we must sell Milkshake at the market. We need the money. We'll sell you to the nicest person we find, Milkshake, Jack said, giving her a hug. And we'll make sure they're vegetarians, I added. Oh, poor Milkshake. It's being taken to the market to be sold. Wouldn't that be so sad? Are you selling your cow? A man called as we approached the market. Jack nodded. Milkshake makes the best milk in town, I said, patting her proudly. How much money do you have? I have something better, he said. I have magic beans. He held out his hand and we examined the 5 little beans. So you can see the market behind Milkshake and Jack and Clem, and here's the man and his magic beans. Jack shrugged. I don't know. You've got yourself a deal. I gave the man a paw shake. I mean, how often does someone offer you magic beans? Jack and I scampered home to show his mom, but she wasn't happy with us. How could you? She set her microphone down, so we knew she meant business. Milkshake was our last hope for money, and now all we've got are these silly beans. Uh-oh. Have you ever upset someone like that? Jack's mom threw the beans out the window and sent Jack to his room. But guess what happened? A giant beanstalk grew in the very spot where the magic beans had landed. Can you imagine if that happened? All overnight? I tugged on Jack's arm. Let's climb it. Up, up, up we climbed. So high we were above the clouds. Once we got to the top, we couldn't believe our eyes. It's a castle, Jack exclaimed. It was gigantic and made of gray stone. Should we go inside? Wow, I can only imagine how much climbing they had to do to get up there in the clouds. Quietly, we pulled open the heavy oak door. A warm glow was coming from a nearby room. Jack and I tiptoed inside and gasped at what we found. It was a chest of gold. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread, a giant growled. Whew, he is a big giant. Look how tiny Jack and Clem look compared to him. We're American, I shouted back. Clem, shh, Jack hissed, cupping a hand over my snout. Grab as much gold as you can, I murmured. I'll distract him while you escape. Jack hid behind the chest of gold as the giant stomped into the room. Who are you? This is my castle, he roared. I'm the entertainment. Why did the chicken cross the road? Ever seen a wiener dog juggle? While I made the giant laugh with my stand-up comedy, Jack was able to stuff gold into his pockets. Unfortunately, he tripped on his way out, causing a fancy dish to crash to the floor. Oh, man. Wouldn't you hate that when you're trying to be quiet and then you knock over one wrong thing? Who goes there? Are you stealing my gold? The giant shouted. Run! I helped Jack off the floor and we made a mad dash for the beanstalk. There they go. We climbed down, reaching the bottom without a moment to spare. Stand back, Jack. I'm going to chew through the beanstalk. Are your teeth strong enough? Well, there goes Clem chewing on the beanstalk. Haven't you seen me with a bone? Of course they are. Using all my strength, I gnawed on the beanstalk, sending it and the evil giant crashing to the ground. So Clementine, she treated the beanstalk like one of her bones, and that's how she was able to take it down. With the gold, Jack and his mom's money worries were finally gone. They bought Milkshake back, and his mom opened an ice cream parlor. I love ice cream. It's one of my favorite foods. It doubles as a karaoke studio on Friday nights.